We've already looked at black and white footage that has been colorized and brought back to life of Poland before, during, and after World War II. But what about at the end of the war? What did Berlin look like? Was it still intact? Was it destroyed? Well, today we're going to find out. So let's check it out. Oh. It doesn't look good. I always say this, it's amazing to see black and white footage in colour. It just makes it more real. And the generation of today, including myself, we can... If it's in black and white, it's hard to put yourself there. But when it is in colour, it's something that we know, and it's more relatable, and we can appreciate what's happened and the damage. But yeah, it's... Germany is wrecked as well, and I see that's the Soviets. Just left the English side, and that was the Soviet side, which straight away they put up a Stalin picture, don't they? I think this is interesting because what you have in your head is how the German Nazis, they were the ones causing all the chaos. They were the ones going around trying to take over others' lands and wipe everyone out and causing all the damage. And what you sometimes forget, and we all know it happened, but sometimes you forget that actually the Allied forces were also attacking Germany. You know, they wanted to stop Germans as well, so they were bombing them and everything. But I think you sort of forget that, and you just think about what the Germans were doing. So watching this footage is incredible because you can see in Berlin the damage that even they suffered. And it's shocking. It is shocking. Oh. The Lon Hotel. Wow. It's just carnage, isn't it? Absolutely carnage. You still see, though, I've got to show you that again, look. You still see there's still some humour there. In dark times, there is still humour. She's doing little... And we still do that today, don't we? To little kids. Look. Oh, tongue out. I assume these are Germans. All the different troops that have now occupied Germany. But it does still have that element of people are still getting on with their days. And you often see this in this old footage. But with this, look, those buildings are destroyed. But the trams are still going. People are still out and about, you know. I suppose what else can you do? It's just, yeah, it's almost like, other than the buildings around, they're obviously staring at the camera. But it just doesn't seem like, if you didn't look at the buildings, it's almost as if the war hadn't just happened. Oh my word. Wall completely blown out. But they still have smiles on their faces, a lot of them. The children that are just innocent. He's just building a path again. Crazy. Absolutely crazy to see. I'm looking at this, and it's not about. Oh, it's not about where it is. Well, it sort of is, because I wanted to see the effects of what German countryside and Berlin had damage to it. But what I'm wondering is, how do you, after all this devastation, how do you then go about rebuilding everything? Do you just knock things down and start again, or it's hard for me to get to grips with that whole organization of rebuilding. I think that's, I just don't know, because there's so much devastation, and it sort of serves them right. It's their fault. They started it, as a child would say. Oh my word. And obviously these scenes, at the end of the day, these scenes are similar around a lot of parts of Europe and the world. And, you know, during the Blitz, this would have been similar. Things were destroyed by the German bombers. It just, as I said, you just don't, you almost forget that actually Germany was getting destroyed as well by the Allied forces, bombing them. But I don't think you think about that. You don't think about it. You just think about the Germans attacking everyone else. But clearly, look at this. No windows. All the windows have been blown out, and it is devastation. But then people are just continuing with their lives. They're walking the prams, and it's mad. It doesn't even look like a city, for Christ's sake. That's insane. People lived there. And it's hard to believe. The devastation. None of this needed to happen. None of this needed to happen. I assume this is where Mr. Hitler would have done some speeches and things, and this would have all had, you know, Nazi banners up. And I looked at this, like, when I was in Wrocław train station, and you think, this used to have all those Nazi banners hanging down, and how different it is now, but still sort of the same. But as you see, the Germany did suffer as well. And when I say suffer, I don't mean to feel guilty. I mean some devastation was caused there as well. And, you know, not everyone would have wanted Hitler and the Nazis in control, did they? So, yeah, you feel sorry for those people, those few people. Just fascinating. I think it's absolutely fascinating because, as I said, being able to see things in colour over black and white, it just allows the generations of today to be able to picture it better. Whereas I don't think black and white allows you to do that. Did you find that interesting? Did you realise that Berlin and Germany was as blown apart as this? Because I certainly didn't. Maybe that's me being bit ignorant? I don't know. But it just was never in my head. And it is absolutely fascinating to watch things like this. Indeed, it is. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully, that was just interesting and a little peek back into the past that a lot of us nowadays can't remember and don't know about. Like, we don't have any real memory of, and it's fascinating. But thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.